Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another semester of Sports Corner. I'm Austin Arnold.
And I'm Ian Herrmann.
Let's go ahead and get to some football action. The Kent State Golden Flashes, they were hosting the Virginia Military Institute at Dick Stadium for their season opener. Let's get to the highlights from Saturday's matchup. Both of these teams were coming in here trying to ride high. Kent State, unfortunately, was 0-1 after the Texas A&M loss. VMI, however, was ranked 18th in the FCS top 25. Dustin Crum to start the game to Dante Cephas down the sideline inside the 5. That starts the Kent State drive in the very first quarter. Later that drive, Marquez Cooper, touchdown flashes. That's 7-0 for the Kent State faithful. As Dustin Crum on this play right here, still in the first quarter, it looks like Lamar Jackson running in Dick Stadium. I mean, this guy was electric all day long. 14-0 at this point in the game. Nakeem Johnson on this very next play, he will get the end around from Dustin Crum, and he will go 14 yards to the end zone, 22-0 in the first quarter. If this was Madden, you'd have to hand over the sticks. Later in the game, VMI getting some type of offense, trying to generate it. No. That's Montre Miller with his interception. That was not his only interception on the day because he was dominating on defense all day long as Nakeem Johnson gets the 21-yard touchdown here to put Kent State up 39-0. Jerry Rice trying to hit this one out from 43 yards, and this one was good. Not the San Francisco Jerry Rice that we may all know. But VMI trying to get some more offense going. Montre Miller, that was another interception by him. And to cap it all off, Yoshim Bangda from 60 yards out. Kent State will go on to win this one 60-10. They will improve to 1-1 on the year, and they will have Iowa next week. Let's get it to Sean Lewis, for press conference.
Hey, first off, I tell you what, it was a great turnout by our student section. It's one of the most electric game day environments that we've felt in a long time, and it feels great to have the fans, friends, family, everyone back at Dick Stadium. It was a beautiful day. Really pleased with how hard the kids play. We got Montre here next to us, joining us with an unbelievable individual effort. But all around in all three phases, thought we did some really good things. I guess kind of the only negative on the day that we need to clean up is the 15-yard penalties, especially those are going to be killer as we go. That's not accustomed to who we are or our brand or style of play. So we took care of that at halftime and thought the kids came out, responded the right way, finished the right way. And, we'll take it.
Had a good idea what was coming just because of the prep we've been doing all week long. Just putting us in the right position. And I just got to be thankful for the defensive line getting back there, getting pressure, putting me in the opportunity to go and make plays. And we pride ourselves on turnovers, takeaways. Every play is a tackle drill or a takeaway drill. We pride on that. So I think it's to them and the safety, the secondary, and the linebackers. So.
Have a pretty hard matchup next week. They have Iowa. How do you obviously you see on the screen? Go ahead and say what you think is going to happen next week.
I think Kent State is not going to be that close. 38-18. Another top 5 team now that Iowa moved up into the rankings, into the top 5. As we played Texas A&M week 1, they were 6, and that did not go well for us. However, I think that we will put up a little bit more in that one, and hopefully our run game will help us there. But Iowa's got a tough run defense, one of the best in the country. What do you think is going to happen, Austin?
69-9, it says on the screen. I just think that Iowa is just one of those teams who could be in the college football playoff discussion this year. And we had our struggles against Texas A&M. I think those struggles are going to continue against Iowa. Yes, I know that Iowa has scored 27 points on offense this year, and their defense has been pretty good. But going into Kinnick Stadium, that's always a hard matchup. I just don't know if Kent State's going to have the will to go in there and pull the upset. And we had a hard time offensively getting going against Texas A&M. Texas A&M struggled this past weekend, so I don't know. If you want to compare MAC talent to Big Ten talent, I think there's just a huge gap. And for Kent State, I mean, I just don't think that they're going to get over 10 points. It's 69-9, in my opinion.
Football season is back at Kent State, but let's not forget about the women's field hockey team and their monumental start to the season. The 23rd ranked Flashes are coming off a 4-3 double overtime win against the University of Maine Black Bears. Maine took an early lead, but Kent State battled back, and the second overtime period was ultimately decided by Helena Cambra-Soler's top-shelf goal. Goalkeeper Azure Fernsler continued her dominance in net with a career-high 11 saves. The Flashes are back in action this Friday at home at 3 p.m., kicking off their conference schedule against the Ohio Bobcats.
The Kent State women's soccer team improved to 4-2 on the season as they traveled to Oakland on Sunday and took home a 3-2 win to Portage County. Sophomore Julia Gizovanazzi was the difference maker for the Golden Flashes as she scored her first goal of the year in the 81st minute. With less than 10 minutes to go, the Golden Grizzlies tried to put the equalizer into the back of the net, but the time was not on Oakland's side, making Giovinazzi's goal a game winner. The ladies will travel to Morgantown on Sunday to take on the West Virginia Mountaineers.
The women's golf team traveled to Ann Arbor, Michigan for the Wolverine Invitational for their first tournament of the season. 15 other schools were in the Invitational as the Golden Flashes are currently in 6th place, scoring 14 over par, shooting a combined 300. Valentina Albertazzi shot the best in today's round for the Flashes as she individually finished 2 under par. Michigan is on top so far, shooting 6 under par with a total score of 562. Next Monday and Tuesday, the women's golf team will be competing in the Mercedes-Benz Women's Collegiate Championship in Knoxville.
And let's go to men's golf as the Kent State men's golf team had an impressive 4th place finish last week at the Gopher Invitational. Arguably the star of the team, graduate student Josh Gillickson, clutched a 2nd place finish in the individual competition with a 5 under 66 on Monday and shot 8 under 205 for the tournament. Sadly, he missed out on his first collegiate victory by a mere 2 strokes. The Golden Flashes concluded the tournament with a 3 under 849 and had 3 top 20 finishers. These included Josh Gillickson, Junior Cade Brettenstein, and finishing 13th was him, and senior Julian Patrinieri finished 18th. Along with the freshman Bryce Reed, he concluded his first collegiate tournament with a 74 and tied for his 45th. Golden Flashes tournament will begin September 27th and 28th at Wyndham Memorial at the Lakeshore Country Club in Glencoe, Illinois. Friday Night Lights is back, and we have all the coverage for our high school game of the week and much, much more when we return, so stick around.
Can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? And now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Even though there is so much against us, you will see me wearing a face covering.
And even with my face covered,
you will see me.
As a son.
As a friend to everyone I meet.
As a fighter for change.
As a woman who stands up for what I believe in.
So join me in wearing a face covering.
To help stop the spread of the coronavirus.
Because this is one small act of kindness that has the power to bring us all together.
Wizard, roll for deceasedness.
My Dark Wizard casts Super Fireball.
The wizard has only rolled an 8.
What? This is garbage! Spell.
No way a roll like that doesn't hit a level 1.
I have 7.
You gotta be.
Oh my god! What is going on?
Cease your quarreling, children.
What?
No! What are you doing, you crazy monster?
Nanny?
Oh my
what?
You should stop being nerds and playing D&D and be nerds and watch All Systems Go Wednesdays at 9, where we talk everything from movies, games to anime and more.
Yeah,
no,
seems
yeah.
reasonable.
Go watch All Systems Go.
New conference, new season. The Garfield G-Men matched up with the LeBray Vikings on Friday night. Let's head to Garfield and pick up the game in the first quarter. LeBray visiting the G-Men in this one in one of the high school matchups this week. We will pick it up with Garfield driving. Anthony Demo will take the handoff all the way into the end zone to give the Garfield a score early. But now LeBray on offense. Devin Carter will take the handoff, and he will have a wide open hole down the middle of the field, and he will take that for a huge gain. before getting tripped up. And now LeBray still on offense. Aiden Stevens receives the snap. He will roll right, looking, and fires a strike to a wide open Steven Hemberger, who gets stopped just short of the end zone. Now Garfield looking to get another touchdown. Brody Sigwanski gets the ball, and he finds a wide open Joe Pirine in the back of the end zone for the score for another Garfield touchdown. But now deep into the night, LeBray on offense. Stevens throws right, but it's deflected by the corner and picked off by Vinny Grandizio. He has plenty of open space, blockers in front of him, one man back for LeBray, but it doesn't matter. He finds his way in the end zone for the pick six. Big game by the G-men at home. They go on to win 35-14.
And from Garfield now, we're going to go ahead and shift to the Streetsboro Rockets as they take on the Glover Leaf Colts. First quarter, Mason Climack finds Hunter Hopperton for the touchdown for the Streetsboro Rockets. Streetsboro picking up right where they left off last week with just scoring out the wazoo. Later on, Cade Cass for the Colts going in and scoring for Cloverleaf, tying that game up. Then Climack, he's looking like Lamar Jackson in this highlight as he runs all the way to the end zone for a touchdown Rockets. Later on, Climack, he'll find not Hunter Hopperton, but Preston Hopperton for a deep pass into the end zone. And the fun doesn't end there for Preston Hopperton because Climack yet again will find Preston for another long bomb, and he will go all the way for another touchdown. Streetsboro offensively just dominated this game as Jordan Scarpino will finish it off here. 46-22. Streetsboro remains undefeated this year. And going ahead to look at some other high school scores from around the week, obviously Streetsboro won their game 46-22. Ravenna lost to Norton 6-39. Garfield beat LeBray 35-14. Kent Roosevelt, they took a hard loss last week to Barberton 42-15. And Waterloo had a close game against McKinley as they win 30-22.
And now we will head to Columbus, Oregon, visiting the Buckeyes. We'll pick it up second quarter, tie game 0-0, but C.J. Verdell from 14 yards out gives the Ducks a 7-0 lead. Later on in the second, Buckeyes looking to add, and C.J. Strauss finds a wide open Garrett Wilson touchdown, tie game 7-7. But just a couple minutes later, 4th and 1, C.J. Verdell does it again. Exact same play, 14 yards out, put Oregon up 14-7. Now into the third quarter, it was the C.J. Verdell show on offense for the Ducks. This one, wide open, 77 yards to the house, one of his 3 touchdowns on the day. That would put the Ducks up 21-7. However, fourth quarter now, Travion Henderson gets his, cuts the lead in half for the Ducks. They're up just 28-21, but now, just under 3 minutes left in the fourth, C.J. Stroud looking, he rolls right, throws it, but it's overthrown, and that would seal the deal. Picked off by Verone McKinley, Oregon wins 35-28.
Let's head now to South Bend as Notre Dame and Toledo were on action on Peacock TV. Jack Cohn, the former Badger, gets it to Michael Mayer for the touchdown from 4 yards out, 7-0 in the first quarter. Later on, Aaron Williams, 43 yards. For Notre Dame, they are up 14-6 at this point in the second quarter, and you think that Notre Dame's going to run away with this one, right? Not so fast. Chris McDonald, 27-yard pick six for the Rockets, and this game gets interesting. 16-24 now. Bryant Kobeck, he will go ahead and score for the Rockets, and when you think that this game is about to just get out of Toledo's reach, they somehow find a way in. 24-22, and a fumble for Notre Dame. Toledo will recover. Later on, fourth quarter, with under a minute 45, Daquan Finn for the touchdown, 26 yards out, 29-24. But Jack Cohn and the final strike for Notre Dame to Mayer, 18 yards out for the touchdown, 32-29.
And now in Iowa, Iowa visiting their interstate rivals, Iowa State. Iowa State up 3-0 halfway through the second, but that would change on this Tyler Goodson 4-yard run to put Iowa up 7-3. Now 1 minute to go in the first half. Spencer Petras, he'll get the snap, he'll look, and he'll fire a strike down the middle of the field to Charlie Jones to give the Hawkeyes a 14-3 lead, but not so fast. 12 seconds to go now in the half. Breece Hall rushes from 4 yards out to cut the Hawkeye lead to 14-10. Third quarter now, halfway through, the Iowa State backed up. Breece Hall running, but he fumbles, and the Iowa will recover, scoop, and score. 21-10 lead for them now. But just under a minute to go in the third, Brock Purdy throws, deflected, and picked off by Matt Hankins, who takes it all the way back to the 22 of the Cyclones. One of his 2 picks on the day. Iowa would go on to win 27-17. And the NFL is back and in full swing. We will have your Week 1 highlights coming up.
It's a big responsibility.
Oh, it's huge. I know, it's huge.
And the salary.
Oh my god, yes.
Right?
I mean, like, I was about to move in with my parents, and right before, so this saved me.
I really believe in you, you know.
Thank you. It's nice to hear that from someone.
These are cool. Did you, what did you?
Can we get strawberries? Okay.
Welcome back, everybody. We had the NFL in Week 1, the long-awaited arrival of Week 1, in fact, and Browns fans and Chiefs fans were both able to rejoice on a 4:25 National Time kickoff on Sunday. Let's go ahead and get to the highlights. Patrick Mahomes, he's driving down the field, 22-10 Browns, and he finds Travis Kelce for the score. That one puts the Browns still up, but the lead is cut 22-17. Baker Mayfield landed off the Willoughby South's own Kareem Hunt for the touchdown. 29-20 at this point, Cleveland Browns. The Browns had a 9-point lead in the fourth quarter, but Patrick Mahomes, man, this dude is just something special. One play, 75 yards, touchdown, 29-27, and this was only the beginning of what would be one of the greatest comebacks in regular season Week 1 history, as Patrick Mahomes finds Tyreek Hill, but then the fumble punt, snapped by Jamie Gillian. KC forces a turnover and a needed one as well. The Browns starting to go down as the Cleveland Heights native Travis Kelce touchdown again. 33-29. Baker's trying to do something special. Had a good read for pretty much every throw all game except that one. Mike Hughes, the former 2020 first-round pick, with the game-stealing interception. 33-29 Chiefs.
And now heading over to Buffalo, the Steelers visiting the Bills. In this one, we'll pick it up in the first quarter. Tyler Bass will get the scoring started with this 37-yard field goal to put the Bills up 3-0 early after a big return on the opening kickoff by Isaiah McKenzie. Now in the second quarter, Josh Allen will receive the snap. He's looking, rolls left, but TJ Watt will chase him down and get the strip sack. Steelers would find it and recover the ball. One of 2 stacks on the day for Watt. But now, under 30 seconds to go in the half, Bill is looking to get a touchdown. Josh Allen to Gabriel Davis. Back of the end zone, touchdown. 10-0 Buffalo at the end of the first half. However, that would not be enough as the Steelers would go on to win 23-16.
Let's go now to Southwest Ohio. Joe Burrow and the Jamar Chase connection is reborn in the NFL. 50-yard touchdown pass to put the Bengals up 14-7. Joe Mixon, he was just a great fantasy play if you had him. 2-yard touchdown, 21-7 Bengals at that point, but don't count out the Vikings. Kirk Cousins finding Adam Thielen for 24 yards to cut this lead to 7, 21-14. Kirk Cousins gives it to Dalvin Cook, the workhorse, to tie this game potentially nearing the end. It was 21-24, kind of just spoiled it at this point as Greg Joseph He's too familiar in the AFC North stadiums as he bangs that one from 53 yards to send it to overtime. However, Vikings trying to get something on offense and a fumble recovered by the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals have a chance to win this game in overtime, potentially to go to 1-0 on the year. And Evan McPherson, good, 33 yards out. Bengals go to 1-0, start the season. And now just looking at NFL, just looking at the NFL Week 1 in general, what are some takeaways you have from the Browns game on Sunday, Ian? But more importantly, what do you have for Week 2 coming up here?
I think one of the biggest things you can take away from this game for the Browns is first half offense, electric. Defense was holding it down. It didn't seem like the defense was making the adjustments it needed against the KC offense that they were on our defense, and our offense wasn't able to come back out and play how it is. However, Houston, that was a one-game wonder that they had against a terrible Jacksonville team. I just don't see Houston doing that again, and I just see the Browns coming out and taking it right to them as they should.
All right, when we come back, we will have My Magic Money Line. We will have Ian Stardom and Siddams for this week, and then the men on the Silver Mountain. So don't go anywhere. Don't turn that dial. We'll be right back.
Myth. I can party with people as long as they don't have symptoms. That myth is false. As we've seen, up to 40% of people who have COVID-19 are asymptomatic and can pass it on to others. So I'd recommend avoiding any social parties, especially indoor ones. If you want to try to socialize but reduce your risk, I'd recommend meeting outside in small groups, continuing to wear a mask, and socially distancing from others if you can. Then together, we can keep COVID-19 out of school.
For ways to keep your community safe, go to backtoschooltogether.com.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a unique mix of all kinds of things.
There it is. Keep going with it. Leo.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Hey everyone, do you want to join the discussion? Well, tune into the College Voice every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. right here on TV2.
Welcome back to Sports Corner, and you know what time it is. Let's go ahead and get to My Magic Money Line for the first week of the semester. We were a little rough in the second semester last year, but in the first semester we were pretty equal all year long, so let's go ahead and get to it. I have the Vikings plus 175 over the Cardinals. I think that they will bounce back and get their first win against Arizona. Arizona has some problems on defense that I think the Vikings can expose. Let's get to college football. I know Florida State took a loss to Jacksonville State this past week, but that was a complete fluke and missed coverage. I think Florida State is better than Wake Forest. They will ride into this game with the win. And getting to a deep shot here, Devin Clark. Do not be surprised if he goes in and takes on Ion Kutelaba. Kutelaba lost his last fight, and Devin Clark's been pretty good in the years past. It's been 4-2 in 2 years. I'm going to take Devin Clark, the plus 120 over, and those are my 3 picks for Magic Money Line this week. We'll see how they work out in favor of the money. Show me the money, baby.
And now we will take it to fantasy football and who you should start and who you should sit. I think you should start Corey Davis. He is the #1 receiver on the Jets, and he showed why in Week 1. He had 26 fantasy points and was clearly Zach Wilson's #1 option. And I think that will continue to show throughout the season as Zach Wilson looked for him often and he had 2 touchdowns. I would sit Julio Jones. He had a rough first game with only 6 fantasy points. and he is deep in Mike Vrabel's doghouse. He was not happy with his play on the field, especially with penalties. Maybe give him a chance this week, but I would not start him this week and not look for him in the future. And now my man on the Silver Mountain is Jameis Winston. Yes, famous Jameis is back. He threw 5 touchdowns, only 148 yards passing, but the Saints blew out the Packers in their season openers. Not often does Aaron Rodgers get outplayed, but Jameis was able to do just that, and I would have to say the 30-30 man is back. The LASIK surgery seems to be helping, and don't be surprised if Jameis Winston is top 5 in touchdowns this year.
By that at all, but my men on the Silver Mountain this week is just a collective group. The Kent State football team's secondary deserves this honor as they have forced 4 interceptions this past weekend. They had 4 interceptions against Texas A&M, and Elvis Hines and Montre Miller have a combined 7 of those 8 interceptions for Kent State this year. While the season is still young, at this rate specifically, Kent State would end up with 48 interceptions on the season if the play continues. I don't expect it to continue at 4 interceptions each game, but I do believe that Kent State's defense is in for a big year. We have a Monday Night Football update. Obviously, the Raiders are going up against the Ravens in Las Vegas, and that game is 0-0 right now, Ian.
I mean, I'm a Browns fan, but I am rooting for the Raiders, but I think the Raiders are going to pull this one out. It's not just because I'm a Browns fan. I just think the Raiders, they were a solid team last year, sleeper team this year. I think they'll pull out the win on Monday night.
I like the Ravens in this one, but with the injuries, I'm going to have to go ahead and agree with you. I think the Raiders are just a weird team week one. They're just a weird team in general year in, year out. They're that 500 or better team or that under 500 team. In John Gruden week one with fans back in Las Vegas, I think that there is going to be I don't think there's going to be a serious problem with them this year, but I think that they're definitely in for a make or break year for John Gruden because I think he might be out the door earlier than what people think.
I could see that, especially they had some success last year, and Derek Carr was very underrated last year. Darren Waller, one of the top 3 tight ends in the league. If they can continue with that, Josh Jacobs can bounce back after a bad year last year from his rookie year 2 years ago. I think the Raiders are primed for a very good year and could shock a lot of people in that AFC West.
That defense is going to be the backbone of that team, but I think Brian Edwards, he's going to have a breakout year. I said it here first. From everyone here for Sports Corner, I'm Austin Arnold.
And I'm Ian Herrmann.
Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next week.
Awkward. I'm the awkward silence. You try to avoid me, then there I am again. But an awkward silence can be a great thing, like Kelly here is about to demonstrate.
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
All right, I know this isn't any fun to talk about, but we should. Okay, so who's gonna do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice.
And I'll try to get the generator going without any gas.
Oh, let's not forget the cell phones, which probably won't work.
Right.
And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
Well, I think we couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.